This, the 14th All-Star Extravaganza in league history, promises a hard-fought contest as Planet USA looks to regain the title it won by shootout in '99. Last year, Canada redeemed itself after a loss in the skills competition by dominating the All-Star game. In 2001, 5 players from the Calder Cup champion Hartford Wolfpack lead the league in this celebration of the AHL's 65th anniversary season. An international showcase for the AHL elite. Planet USA. Canada. It's the battle for the All-Star crown.
More than 8,000 fans, a sellout expected here at the First Union Arena in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It's the American Hockey League All-Star Classic. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Northeast Pennsylvania. So glad you could join us today. Dave Ryan alongside Brian Engblom. Brian, we're about to see some minor league all-star talent. Really, though, some major league players.
Absolutely. There's some great star players in this game from junior, from college, from Europe, and they've all come to the American Hockey League to learn how to be a pro. This is a breeding ground for National Hockey League players. There's no doubt about that. For many of the young players, they have never played against men before. They have never played against players that are actually better than them before. So now you have to find out, how do I do it for 82 games? That's especially important for the European players and for college players. These are the future stars you'll see in the National Hockey League.
And Brian, we're about to meet the players next here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It'll be a very emotional moment for the captain of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, and that is John Slaney. He was traded yesterday to the Philadelphia Flyers. He's introduced before his home crowd for the final time next. We are nearing face-off from Northeast Pennsylvania and Wilkes-Barre, PA, where the American Hockey League All-Stars will put their top talent on display. Time now to meet the All-Stars in the American Hockey League, and to do that, we go on the ice level to our Masters ceremonies. One of the all-time great play-by-play announcers, 20 years in the NHL, Mr. Mike Emmerich, with the introduction of today's top All-Star talent.
Thank you very much. It is a thrill to be here this afternoon on the floor of one of the most beautiful new ice palaces in all of North America. For those of you watching on television today, elsewhere in the United States, or in Canada, or in Europe, or anywhere around the world, we invite you to come to this beautiful facility in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania to watch hockey if you can get a ticket to a game. It is a privilege to welcome you to this 2001 American Hockey League All-Star Classic. Let's meet the players, beginning with Planet USA. On defense, from the Worcester Ice Cats, number 6, Peter Smurek. On defense, from the Lowell Lock Monsters, number 7, Rich Brennan. On defense, from the Portland Pirates, number 8, Alexei Tezikov. Left wing, number 14, from the Portland Pirates, Mark Murphy. Right wing, from the Lowell Lock Monsters, number 17, Marko Tuomainen. Center, from the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks, number 20, Yuri Butsayev. Left wing, from the Norfolk Admirals, number 21, Joseph Marha. Defense, number 23, from the Hartford Wolfpack, Mike Matto. Defense, from the Quebec Citadels, number 24, Miloslav Gurin. Defense, number 25, from the Albany River Rats, Joseph Boumediene. Center, number 30, from the Quebec Citadels, Eric Chouinard. Goaltender, number 31, from the Hartford Wolfpack, Vitaly Yeremeyev. Goaltender number 32 from the Philadelphia Phantoms, Brian Regan. Center number 33 from the Worcester Ice Cats, Eric Buganecki. Right wing number 39 from the Louisville Panthers, Dennis Shavitke. Now the starters. Number 2 on defense from the Rochester Americans, Mike Hurlbut. Defense, number 27 from the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks, Chris O'Sullivan. Goaltender number 35 from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, Mika Kiprasov. Right wing number 42 from the Providence Bruins, Peter Ferraro. Center number 47 from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, Ryan Kraft. Center number 19 from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, Toby Peterson. The staff from the Providence Bruins, head coach Bill Armstrong and assistant coach Scott Gordon. The medical trainer Patrick Steedle from Wilkes-Barre Scranton, and Mark Dumas, the equipment manager from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Ladies and gentlemen, the Planet USA All-Stars. Now it's time for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Beginning with number 3, defense from the Quebec Citadels, Matthew Descoteaux. Number 5, defense from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, Andrew Ference. Center from the Providence Bruins, number 7, Eric Manlow. Left wing from the Springfield Falcons, number 8, Jean-Guy Trudel. Right wing from the Portland Pirates, number 10, Kent Hulst. Right wing number 18 from the Hamilton Bulldogs, Paul Healy. Defense number 21 from the St. John's Maple Leafs, Nathan Dempsey. Defense number 22 from the Rochester Americans, Jason Holland. Left wing number 25 from the Quebec Citadels, Pierre Sevigny. Right wing number 28 from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, Jonathan Chichu. Goaltender number 32 from the St. John's Maple Leafs, Mike Menard. Goaltender number 33 from the Worcester Ice Cats, Dwayne Rollison. Center number 36 from the St. John Flames, Benoit Gratton. Defense number 44 from the Rochester Americans, Brian Campbell. Left wing number 17 from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, Greg Crozier. Ladies and gentlemen, the starters. On defense from the Syracuse Crunch, number 4, Mike Gall. Right wing number 11 from the Hartford Wolfpack, Brad Smith. Right wing number 27 from the St. John's Maple Leafs, Bobby House. Right wing number 29 from the Providence Bruins, Cameron Mann. Goaltender number 35 from the Hershey Bears, Frederick Kasivi. And representing the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins one more time, number 26, John Slaney. the staff, from the Hartford Wolfpack, head coach John Paddock, assistant coach Mike Busnick, medical trainer Tim Macri, equipment manager Jason Levy, ladies and gentlemen, the Canadian American Hockey League All-Stars. The referee for today's game is Conrad Haché. The linesmen are Jim Doyle and Mike Condon.
What an emotional moment here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the First Union Arena. John Slaney, the captain of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, introduced before this huge crowd for a final time. And the leading scorer of the AHL as a defenseman, certainly reflecting upon that emotional moment. Must have been about a 30-second ovation. You could tell even he was very impressed. More coming up. ESPN2's presentation of the AHL All-Star Game is brought to you by First Union, proud title sponsor of the 2001 American Hockey League All-Star Classic.
And welcome inside the ESPN2 Hockey Studios. Whit Watson alongside Keith Jones will be here throughout the evening as the American Hockey League All-Stars show off their wares in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. A 9-year veteran of the NHL and, I might add, a veteran of the American Hockey League. How big is this for these guys today?
Well, it's a great opportunity for these players to show what they've got on national TV. I'd be really excited if I was one of those guys, and I look forward to watching the game myself.
We'll keep you up to speed on this game and, of course, games in the NHL today. We'll send you back right now to our crew on site in Wilkes-Barre. Dave, Ryan, Brian Ingblom, we are here throughout the evening.
Ceremonial puck drop at center ice. Hockey Hall of Famer Joey Mullen and former NHL superstar Pat LaFontaine, who is involved in charity work these days.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, the 2001 American Hockey League All-Star Classic will begin.
Joey Mullen, who this morning spoke at the AHL All-Star Classic brunch, very emotional about his induction into the Hall of Fame. And there's Pat LaFontaine.
Yeah, it's great to see Patty back. Yep, both these two men, terrific hockey players on National Hockey League level. Pat LaFontaine had to quit too soon, unfortunately, for all of us because of concussion problems. And Joey Mullen had a terrific long career, was just inducted to the National Hockey League Hall of Fame this season. An unbelievable honor for him and something that was well-deserved. And terrific to see these two guys here at this AHL All-Star Classic. Dave, what a building this place is. What a city. I mean, this franchise here in Wilkes-Barre has really turned into something. If you can get a ticket here, like Mike Emmerich was talking about during the opening ceremonies, people, if you come here to Wilkes-Barre and want to see an American Hockey League game, even a regular season game, if you can get a ticket, come inside here and see this place. They are going to sell out every single game from here on in.
Amazing. More than 8,000 here today. Now, each coach will have an earpiece and a microphone, so we'll be able to talk to them from here in the booth down to the benches. There's Bill Armstrong, first-year head coach of the Providence Baby Bruins, and assistant on the '99 Calder Cup championship team. Bill, can you hear us up here?
Billy Armstrong, can you hear us upstairs? Well, I guess we're having a little audio problem.
We'll get him set up, though. We'll hear plenty from him. And there's John Paddock on the other side, the head coach of the Hartford Wolfpack, last year's Calder Cup champions. He is the Canadian AHL All-Star coach. Paddock is here via winning the Calder Cup a year ago. On the other side, Bill Armstrong is here because on December 13th, the cutoff deadline to determine which team had the best winning percentage, that happened to be his Providence Bruins, so he will be the coach for the Planet USA AHL All-Star team of European and American-born players. John Paddock coaching the Canadian-born AHL All-Stars.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. I mean, if you have the coach who coached the winning team last year, that's great. And the National Hockey League, of course, it's the two winning teams, respective coaches at the deadline as get the coach in the National Hockey League All-Star game. And there's the starting goaltenders. Mika Kiprasov will be starting for the World All-Stars, and Frederick Kasivi for Team Canada. The numbers for these guys during the season so far, that's a big man. Kasivi's really a big man. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of pressure on the goaltenders. Dave, you and I have been doing these games now for the last several years. We've had more shootouts than not. but I think that's what people really like to see. We're here to see the skill and the talent. You won't see a whole lot of body checking here, folks, but you will see these guys getting chances, and these poor goaltenders will do the best that they can to stop as many as they can.
Players like Bobby House from the Canadian AHL All-Stars from the Yukon province, and John Slaney. We talked a lot about him already. He traded for Kevin Stevens to the Philadelphia Flyers. We're not sure whether or not Slaney will report to the Phantoms, the American Hockey League affiliate. Players like Brad Smith as well, who scored 68 goals in one season, a former AHL MVP. And at center ice, we're underway and ready to go. City from the Hershey Bears. Talked about his size a moment ago, 6'4", 205, so he covers a lot of net for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Here's Mike Hurlbut from the Rochester Americans, top affiliate of the Buffalo Sabres. He is the team captain for Planet USA. Ken Hulst from the Portland Pirates, the top affiliate of the Capitals, will be the Canadian AHL All-Star team captain. This is Smith, number 11 in red.
And Brad Smith is the leading goal scorer in the American Hockey League right now, number 11 in red for Canada. He's got 29 goals already in only 40 games this season. The kid loves to shoot the puck. He's also leading the league in shots on goal. So I would expect Smith will be taking about 6 or 8 shots if he gets a chance here tonight.
First shot on net from John Slaney. Cameron Mann of the Providence Bruins. He plays for Coach Bill Armstrong during the regular season, but in this game, the unique format is against his head coach. And a lot of players will face each other. This is Paul Healy from Hamilton, and a good feed, good save early. Pierre Sevigny from Quebec is denied by Mika Kiprasov, the goaltender from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, top affiliate of San Jose.
One of the things that Mika Kiprasov does so well, David, is what you just saw. He covers laterally the side-to-side motion from one post to the other extremely well. In today's NHL and today's American Hockey League, with so many European players here, they move the puck quickly, as we just saw. Kiprasov was able to cover that distance very quickly, and he took away everything low there.
Peter Smurek from Worcester will throw into the offensive end for Planet USA. Play bottle up in the neutral zone. Marco Tuomainen from the Lowell Lock Monsters. He is a member of the LA Kings organization. That affiliate right now is split between the Islanders and Kings, though that changes next year. Joseph Marhoff for the Norfolk Admirals, top team of the Chicago Blackhawks, trying to create. Here's Tuomainen in the offensive zone, looking to go short side. Snicked away last moment. Miro Gurin, 24 from Quebec, on the fence in the right circle, trying to regain.
When you saw Tuomainen cut in there on a really bad angle, David, you know, in a regular game in the American Hockey League, he wouldn't have got in there. I mean, somebody would have flattened him right in, you know, before he ever got near the net. But of course, being an all-star classic situation here, again, the players are not going to lay the body on a lot. So you get to see the skill level. You get to see guys get warmed up here. In the opening stages, these guys are a little bit stiff from standing around. Once they get their bearings a little bit, get a feel for their line mates out there, you're going to see a lot of great puck movement here.
Eric Chouinard trying to bank it off the far wall into the offensive zone off the dasher. Matthew Descoteaux, who plays from the Quebec Citadels, the top affiliate of the Montreal Canadiens. Chouinard, also from Quebec, going head-to-head with his regular season teammate. That's Brian Campbell from Rochester trying to get a hold of it. Rebound loose, Boganicki from Worcester. That's Eric Boganicki, 33 in blue, couldn't find a clean handle. And it's going to be cleared out by the Canadian AHL All-Stars.
It's hard when you don't have a feel for your teammates. These guys just get all thrown together. They've been playing against each other and banging heads against each other all season. Now all of a sudden you're line mates, and you don't have that chemistry that you're used to having with your regular line mates.
Okay, again, Chouinard wide open, but the bouncing puck rolls off his stick, and he can't tee it up cleanly. Eric to Eric, almost equal the goal there for Planet USA. Keep in mind, last year, Kiprasov was in net for Planet USA. The game played in Rochester before a huge crowd of about 10,000, but he gave up 4 first-period goals. Martin Brochu from St. John stood on his head, made 23 saves in the first frame, and it was over. So this is a good start for Planet USA.
You bet.
That final was 8-3. The Canadian AHL All-Stars won the game in Rochester.
Well, all the players come here and say, yeah, let's just have some fun playing this All-Star game. I don't think that's what the goaltenders say, Dave.
Not at all.
Not fun for them.
Benoit Gratton from St. John, carrying into the offensive zone. Puck loose and fired just wide. Not by much by Slaney, the hometown hero. Greg Crozier, 17 in red, is also from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. He was an add-on to the list. A couple players, late additions to NHL rosters. Now, the original list of these AHL All-Stars that came out in December, 17 of those players from that first list are up at the National League level already. That's Chris O'Sullivan. He is offside from Cincinnati.
Well, we've seen a couple of chances now at both ends of the ice, and it's Cassivi who's had to make a couple of saves in the Canadian net. Chouinard was the one who got the best chance probably overall. Eric to Eric, as you said. Chouinard ends up getting loose in the middle of the ice. Boganicki gets it. Gets his head up all alone, but the puck is airborne. It never does hit the ice. Chouinard says, come on, just land for a second, will ya? But it doesn't.
It took almost 5 minutes, Brian, for our first whistle.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised at all. Not at all.
This is an offensive showcase, folks. So far, no goals on the board yet. Bouncing puck. Sevigny, another chance. Pierre Sevigny from the Quebec Citadels has had 2 good chances. That was Ken Hull stopping through the crease area. Couldn't cover it cleanly. Sevigny is hit from behind by Peter Smorik, number 6 in blue from the Worcester Ice Cats. Here's Sevigny of Quebec. He's had a little bit of time in the National League with Montreal. And Joseph Marha has seen NHL action with the Blackhawks, Avalanche, and Mighty Ducks. A lot of these guys on the verge of the NHL. Some are journeymen who will never make it up to the National League level. But as we talked about, the potential for greatness is here. Paul Healy into the offensive zone from Hamilton. Here's Sevigny. This line has been effective early on. Outside the left circle. To the point. Directed just wide. Descoteau's shot from the Quebec Citadels. Paul Healy trying to regain. And the play is whistled down. We talked to a lot of NHL stars about their impact the AHL had on their career, like Washington Capitals center Adam Oates.
I think just time. Time playing in a faster game, you know, playing every night, 3 and 4 nights, dealing with fatigue and dealing with much quicker, stronger guys.
That's absolutely right, Adam. I mean, it was the same thing, you know, in my situation. You have to have that little time in the American Hockey League to start playing against men, to learn how to play an 82-game schedule, especially when you come out of college like Adam Oates did. It's a lot longer schedule.
Ahead of the pack, good chance, and score! Chouinard! First goal of our game from the Quebec Citadels.
Well, Eric Chouinard is the man we saw who had the chance a couple of minutes ago, and the puck never sat down on the ice for him. Well, this time he got a chance basically through the neutral zone. He knifed in behind. Planet USA does a good job getting the puck out, and then the Canadian defensemen are a little too focused up ice. Chouinard comes from behind, corrals the puck, really protects it well. Nice job there, protecting the puck, getting it onto his forehand, and getting Cassivi to go down and going wide. Look at that. See, he used that big left leg there to hold him up, hold off the defender. Controlled the puck. He did have to look down to control it, but he had enough time and room to do it. That was well done.
Chouinard stays on the ice, trying to create some more offensive action here, Brian. Already given the Planet USA AHL All-Stars the 1-0 lead, so already a better start for them than last year when they struggled and fell behind. Healy in the offensive zone from Hamilton, looking in front, and good chance. Descoteau's shot directed just wide. Paul Healy cross-ice play, pitching into defense, trying to create even more. Now to the point for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Here's Healy from Hamilton. Sending down low for Nathan Dempsey. This from the St. John's Maple Leafs, a defenseman. So we'll see plenty of defensemen. You love this game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Getting active.
Jump up on the play, you bet. And once the first goal is scored, now you see the tempo start to pick up. It's amazing. It's sort of like the dam opens up, and here we go. Both teams now have really picked it up since that first goal was scored.
Rich Brennan from the Lower Lock Monsters. 5th consecutive AHL All-Star Classic for him. Eric Manlow from Providence, 21 goals for him. Heading off the ice on a line change. Chouinard's line with Boganicki creating. They're back out on the ice again. Eric Boganicki just traded recently from the Louisville Panthers. He was in the Florida organization. And his NHL debut last March for the Panthers against the Rangers in New York. Jean-Guy Trudel, right in red. Shot blocked away, and Planet USA flying. Boganicki's pass off the front and a one-timer. Pad stop made Frederick Cassivi.
Rich Brennan, who's been a perennial all-star here in the American League. What is this, about 5 straight all-star appearances for Rich Brennan? He's got a big shot, knows how to move up in the play like he just did there. Really ripped one there on Kasivi.
Finally, another whistle. It's icing with 12:08 to go in the opening period from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Packed house watching Planet USA take a 1-0 lead.
All the latest news, scores, AHL merchandise, and the chance to win trips to Showcase.
Welcome back to Wilkes-Barre. The hero for Planet USA so far is Eric Schweenhardt with his big goal. Tell us about your first chance you had. You almost scored it, and then finally you got the tally for a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a great play by Butsayev. I just skated and got the puck, and the goalie was way out, so I just had to deke him and score.
Is it tough to get your chemistry going when you're playing with a bunch of guys you've never played with all year, Eric?
It is a bit tough, but all the players here are good hockey players, so it's just fun to play with those guys.
Well, thanks a lot. Go back out there and enjoy yourself.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, Eric. Thank you. And a good start for Planet USA and Eric Schweenhardt, the first goal of the game. On the move, that big blast put right on net by Brad Smith. 29 goals, as Brian mentioned, leading the American League. Slaney from Wilkes-Barre Scranton is the leading scorer in the AHL at the All-Star break. From his defenseman spot, here's Marco Tuomainen breaking it alone. He scores! And Planet USA bolts out to a 2-0 lead.
Well, a little misdirection play again. The Canadian team really looking at the puck an awful lot, and Tuomainen gets a nice pass just inside the blue line, but he has a lot of time in the room. And again, the skill level, that's what it's all about here. Tuomainen is at the bottom of your screen. They move the puck really well. See, he's already in, well behind, and he just goes 5-hole on Kasivi. Kasivi was beaten wide on the first one by Schweenhardt, and then Tuomainen perhaps had him thinking it might happen again. Good quick hands there. Great 5-hole shot.
Eric Manlow from Providence and Ryan Kraft from the Kentucky Thoroughblades take the draw at center ice. Mike Gall, the Syracuse Crunch. He was the captain in Syracuse, top affiliate of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Trying to handle in his own zone. That's out to center. Planet USA on the move again, already with a 2-0 lead. There's Schvidke, number 9 in blue. 78 the bouncing puck. Needs some help to come with him. He's had some good chances early in this game. Here's Slaney, the hometown hero. John Slaney from the fence, pitching way in. Mike, goal! Shot stop! Oh, Mika Kiprasov. John Paddock, the coach of the Canadian AHL All-Stars. It's a little bit different than last year's game when your team had the big lead. Kiprasov was not making saves. Today he is.
Well, he certainly made a couple big ones, one right there and one off Sevigny first or second shift. So he's made a couple big ones, but there's lots of time here and we'll have lots of shots, I'm sure, before it's over.
John, how do you coaches handle this situation? You get a lot of young talent here. You just kind of walk in the room, go, hey guys, here's your lines, and go have fun, or what?
More or less, that was about it. Took about a minute to say a couple things like that.
John, you've had a lot of experience in the American Hockey League, both as a player, as a coach. You've won 3 Calder Cups as a coach, 2 Calder Cups as a player. Your success at the Calder Cup level, the American League has changed since you played it. What are the biggest changes you see?
Well, probably the travel and the amount of games and the length of time it takes you to win when you hit the playoffs. It's a lot longer trip journey, so to speak, and winning it in 10 or 12 games. You know, we took 23 games last year, so that's probably the biggest difference.
Thanks very much, John. We'll get back to you.
Schvidke breaking in. Good pass and a stop by Kasivi's rebound. Still loose. Ryan Kraft was denied. Schvidke leading Kraft, and Kasivi shut the door to keep John Paddock's team in this game early.
Kraft came in late on that one. He tried to go 5-hole. Kasivi made a heck of a save there. Canadians team still not very sharp, especially inside their own blue line. Let a lot of guys get in behind them, and Kraft just couldn't jam that one home for Planet USA.
Toby Peterson, 19 in blue, has been called up at times for the Pittsburgh Penguins this year. His first goal at the National Hockey League level against Chris Osgood and Detroit back in December. This is Murphy to Peterson, and he rips it just wide. Mark Murphy from the Portland Pirates, a feed to Toby Peterson, a Minneapolis, Minnesota native. Now it's Healy from Hamilton, who's been very active in this first period. A lot of good chances created by this line. That pass beyond the reach of Nathan Dempsey of the St. John's Maple Leafs, Toronto's top affiliate. Murphy can't hold it in the offensive end. Canada coming back in the person of Benoit Gratton. Here's Ferentz from Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And Healy again. Cross-ice play. They score! It's Dempsey! Great pass. Healy has been so active in this first period, and Nathan Dempsey gets the Canadians on the board.
Yeah, Healy made a great play from the corner here. Healy actually started the play to Brad Ferentz. Ferentz jumped up from defense and came wide. He wasn't successful, but then 18 red, Dempsey will get the puck over on the left wing side again, and he throws it over into the middle, and Canada is able to cash in. Good work there. Here's Healy backpedaling, get some time. Oh, look at that. I mean, he threads it through a ton of people there. Right on the tape to Nathan Dempsey, a guy who's been up and down with the Toronto Maple Leafs over the last year or so, and that was a pretty easy stash for him. Nice goal.
28 points, a +6 for Dempsey during the regular season. 12th pick of the Maple Leafs back in the '92 entry draft, trying to make his way up to Toronto to stay. There are a lot of players at this level who are bouncing around back and forth between the minors and the National League, unable to stick. Ken Holst, his pass behind the net. Trying to work it to Cameron Mann, and Boganicki has been flying on this line in the first period.
He's hit the puck more than anybody else, more than any single player.
Peter Ferraro from Providence in the play as well. There's Marha from the Norfolk Admiral trying to create. Rich Brennan from Lowell. On the near wing boards.
Dave, you talk about guys being up and down from the minors to the NHL team all the time. When you go up, you have to make an immediate impression, actually. You have to do something to get noticed. But then after that, obviously, you have to show that you can play the game. You have to be able to stick there. And it's doing it night after night, making that jump to the players who are even better from the American League to the National Hockey League game. And that's why you see guys get sometimes several chances before they do stick in the NHL.
Joseph Marha is one of those. We talked about 3 different teams in the NHL with Colorado, Chicago, and Anaheim, still unable to stay up there in the National Hockey League. That's what they're all hoping for. Same goes for Nathan Dempsey, who's given Canada a goal in this first period. Planet USA, a 2-1 lead on the Canadian AHL All-Stars. It was AHL All-Star Classic. We are joined by the latest goal scorer from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Nathan Dempsey, big tally for you for the St. John's Maple Leafs. Good to get back in this game with the goal, huh?
Oh, yeah, totally. I think we had the better scoring opportunities so far, and it was Kippersaw's been playing real well back there. And I was happy to get one back for us.
Nathan, is it tough after standing? Whoa, we got another goal here.
That's Brad Smith. While we watch your goal, Nathan, Brad Smith has tied it. He knows a thing or two about scoring goals with his 29 tallies this year for the Hartford Wolfpack, the top affiliate of the New York Rangers. Nathan, go ahead, Brian.
Sorry about that, Dave. Nathan, I was just going to say, the first couple of minutes of the game, it's kind of tough for you guys, isn't it? There's a lot of standing around. There's all the introduction and everything. You guys getting loosened up now and getting feel for your line mates?
Yeah, exactly. It takes at least 10 or 15 minutes of getting your wind back, getting your legs back, standing around the hallway and stuff. But we're back into it, and now it's Smitty's goal there. We're all tied up and ready to go.
Well, congratulations on that goal. Get back in there, get another one.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Well, you love to see the offensive defenseman being offensive in this game. In front, good chance. It's Ryan Kraft, deflected at the last moment. And we remain tied at 2. Kraft from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, San Jose's top affiliate, has had some really good chances in this first period. So the action fast and furious. A lot of offense on the ice. Here's Dennis Schmidtke trying to go in front for Yuri Butsayev from Cincinnati. And the Mighty Ducks of Cincinnati split between Anaheim and the Detroit Red Wings. Butsayev, property of Detroit. He has seen some significant action for Scotty Bowman this year. Good play by Kraft in the intercept. They'll lead a 3-on-2 the other way. A lot of odd man rushes, but Butsayev tripped up last moment. You're not going to see a lot of contact, not see players crunched into the boards as you would during a regular season or playoff game. Dennis Schmidtke has a little circle in front for Kraft, and Ryan Kraft scores!
Well, you called it, Dave. Kraft has had a couple of chances in this game already. And he finally cashed in some work down low. Canadian team's going to have to try to do a little bit better job of getting in front of the Planet USA shooters. They're just sort of playing zone. You can't play zone when players are this good because they just slide off, find a little seam here and there. And you can see that's pretty much a point-blank shot there for Kraft. And Kasivi, the poor goaltender, when you have to look from over your shoulder to out in front of the net, I mean, it's most of the time you're just not going to have much of a chance. These guys are too good at hitting the holes.
Ryan Krause showing us why he is in 40 games played, the leading AHL rookie scorer. 43 points in the All-Star break. Benoit Gratton's shot deflected at the last moment. In front, Gratton on his knees! Ties this thing up.
This is a product of the same kind of thing, because you get players just standing around sort of watching the guy in front of the net. And this time Gratton is there. There's a Planet USA defenseman right beside him. But you know, if you don't have a stick, you don't have a guy tied up like you normally would in a situation in a regular American Hockey League game, then you're just not going to do it. Look at Gratton. He even put the brakes on and fell down. And there you see the Planet USA defenseman Smurek going, oops.
Benoit Gratton starting his NHL career with the Washington Capitals between 97 and 99. He had 22 games up with the Caps. 10 games with Calgary last year after being traded. Now playing with the St. John Flames. St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Marco Tuomainen has one of the tallies for Planet USA from Finland. Smurek trying to hold it in. That's out the center for Canada. They're on the move. Here's Sevigny from Quebec. The pass deflected just wide. A good opportunity for the Canadian team trying to tie the game one more time. On the move, Mark Murphy of Portland, the Pirates. With a big blast, Kasibi is up to the task and makes the save. Next to Benoit Gratton, though, we are tied once again, 3 apiece. Here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 3-3 game. AHL All-Star Classic. Planet USA and the Canadian AHL All-Star. Joey Mullen this year inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame after a tremendous career. Perhaps the best ever U.S.-born player. 3 Stanley Cups, one with Calgary, 2 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. More than 500 goals and 1,000 points. And he's joined by our Brian Engblom right now.
Thanks very much, Dave. Joey Mullen, one of the most celebrated players, the most celebrated American player certainly to ever play in a National Hockey League. Joey, you were inducted to the Hall of Fame this season. I mean, it's been quite a whirlwind tour for you, hasn't it?
It definitely has. It's been great. You know, it just seems like it's 2 months ago that I got inducted, but so much has happened in those 2 months, and it's just been great. It's somebody told me that it would change my life a little bit, but it definitely has changed it quite a bit.
And speaking of another change, too, back in the coaching ranks, assistant coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. How's that going? How are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it a lot. You know, I always wanted to be on the hockey end of things, and last couple of years I was in the community end of the business, and it's just nice to be back with the hockey end and being around the guys and trying to help the team out more.
And speaking of guys, there's one guy that's back with you guys that's made a little bit of an impact by the name of Mario Lemieux. Things have changed a little bit in the last few weeks, haven't they?
Oh, definitely. You know, he's made a big impact on our team, not just, you know, on the ice, but in the locker room. He's been a big presence there, and he's seems to have settled down the team a lot, and he's just playing great hockey for us. I think he's going to get better.
Well, congratulations to you on everything. It was well-deserved going into the Hall of Fame, Joey. Thanks for coming by, and good luck for the rest of the season with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, thanks, Brian. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Dave, back to you.
All right, great to see Joey Mullen, who this morning at the brunch, which they actually held right here on the ice at the First Union Arena, made it a convention center. Joey Mullen emphasized, hey, I had 2.5 years in the minors myself in Salt Lake, Utah, and it was perseverance that kept me going through those years. He said, hey, I hope the guys behind me, when he was speaking at the brunch this morning at the podium, realized that the dream is still alive. It's very possible to make the National Hockey League, to jump from the minors and learn everything you can about every game you play at the minor league level. Very touching speech from Joey Mullen this morning. Here's Boganki the other way, trying to blast one by Kasibi, who makes the stick save for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Eric Manlow from Providence. Been an impressive goal-scoring threat and a great story. He's been sent down to the Eastern League a couple times. Cameraman in front, and Jogi Trudell scores for the Canadian AHL All-Stars from the Springfield Falcons.
Oh, you see the hands on that kid. There wasn't more than a couple of inches open on the far side, just inside the pipe. This is the kind of eye-hand coordination we're talking about, folks. Watch 8 red. Hang around, find a seam, get an open puck, and poor Kiprusoff, the goaltender. I mean, there's not much you can do about this. Watch again, just 8 red. We'll come into your picture in a moment. a bit of a deflected play there. Look how much room there is. Not much, but that is the perfect shot right by the glove. Good work there by Trudell.
So it's a 4-3 Canadian AHL All-Star Game lead. One game. That's it in the NHL for Jean-Guy Trudell to this point with the Phoenix Coyotes last year. Saw the great skill. Sometimes you wonder why these players are not in the National League. Brian, what's the big difference? Is there a fine line between the NHL and career minor league talent?
There is overall. There is another jump up, undoubtedly. What happens is when you go from the American League to the NHL, it's another step quicker. You have to make all of your plays absolutely quicker. But you know the bottom line is, Dave, defense. You come here to learn how to play defense night in and night out. Because when you go to the NHL, you won't get enough shifts over the course of the game. You won't be given enough responsibility if the coach can't trust you defensively. If you can play good defense, then you'll get a chance to score. Like that.
Dennis Schwidtke lights the lamp on a good pass from O'Sullivan, the one-timer. That ties this game up at 4. Just over 3 to go in the first period.
Well, I think Kasivi and Kiprasov want to take those jerseys off and put those little bullseyes on the front, because that's, you know, we were talking about before the game started, and it's really tough for the goaltenders. Another perfect shot. I mean, it's kind of depressing for the goalies. They can't take it personally. Schwidtke, rather, that was just a perfect shot, top shelf.
Not the defense that's going to win tonight, boys.
Bill Armstrong is the coach of Planet USA. On the Providence Bruins. Last year you were an assistant and you saw how tough it was to lose this game. You want to win this game today, don't you, Bill?
Yeah, it hurt last year to lose. We got crushed. It was over in the first period, so I gave the inspiring Vince Lombardi speech and threatened him a few times before we went out tonight. But
I want to know what the threat was, Bill. What can you threaten these guys with?
Well, I called curfew. I was watching to make sure they were all in, you know what I mean? And they're all good kids, but you got to keep your eye on them.
Absolutely. Well, it's a fun experience for you guys as coaches as well, too. I know you just sort of stand back and watch for the most part, but it's got to be a thrill for you as coach, too, to step in and do this.
Yeah, it is. It's a great thrill to be here and work with some of the best talent in the American Hockey League. It's fun to meet some of the guys that, you know, you end up coaching against every night. So it's a great honor, and they're great kids.
All right, Bill, thanks for joining us. We'll check in later with Bill Armstrong. Be sure to log on to theahl.com. During today's game, cast your vote for the first union MVP of the AHL All-Star Classic. All fans voting are entered to win a game-worn jersey from the eventual MVP. That's the AHL.com, your source for scores, news, and great AHL merchandise. A good way to be interactive here at our AHL All-Star Classic. Toby Peterson, talked about him being the native of Minneapolis. Big Vikings fan, he was telling me yesterday. Boy, was he disappointed in the Vikings laying an egg against the Giants in the NFC Championship.
Shocked a lot of people. I hope it doesn't affect this game out here.
Peterson was there when Mario Lemieux returned to that practice rink just south of Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. And even he told me yesterday, I don't think anyone anticipated that incredible offensive explosion that Super Mario has had.
Well, it's a total burst of energy to the whole organization. He saw that from the locker room. Oh, another one.
In front, easy goal from Bobby House of the St. John's Maple Leafs. He is the captain up in St. John's, and the one-timer makes it 5-4.
A lot of room in the neutral zone for both of these teams, and for the goal scorers, that just means opportunity after opportunity. Bobby House was the recipient this time, and there wasn't a guy in a blue jersey for about 20 feet near him. Pass from behind the net, and again, for the goaltenders, you know, when they have to track the puck from partially behind them out in front, and you're getting one-time snapshots. Watch the middle of the ice open. No look pass. Is that a beauty? No room. Bang. Right past Kiprasov. I think the kicking game is going to become real important in this game.
They come down to special teams, right?
Yeah, field goals and converts could make the difference in this one.
Canadian AHL All-Stars certainly want to win this game as well. It is an item of pride for the American and European-born players. They want to win over the Canadian opposition in this one. Healy trying to create, banks it in. Yep. Paul Healy off the back of Kiprasov's pad and in the net. And the Canadian AHL All-Stars have their first 2-goal lead.
If it wasn't bad enough that all these chances are happening against Kiprasov, this time it's Healy from behind the net who banks one in off the Planet USA defenseman. I think if Mika Kiprasov, the goaltender, is the starting goaltender again this year, he may decline It's been so tough for him these 2 years. My goodness, it was like this for him last year too. The floodgates just opened.
Sure did. Off the defense actually there, as we saw in the replay. But either way, it is another goal for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Here's Mark Murphy from Portland, cross-ice play, bouncing puck, trying to regain. Chouinard was set in front and a bid for another goal. Never got to him though. Andrew Ferentz trying to swing out of his own zone. Atlanta, USA, Eric Chouinard, born in Atlanta. His father, Guy Chouinard, NHL teammate of yours.
Yeah.
So
actually an American League teammate.
Right.
We played together here in the American League with the old Nova Scotia Voyageurs. Now I know I'm getting old.
So we heard Chouinard's French accent. He was raised and trained in Quebec.
But he's playing for Planet USA because, as you said, he was born in Atlanta. His dad played for the original Atlanta Flames, and he was born there. That's why he's playing on Planet USA, where basically he's French-Canadian brought up.
Robert, good pass, on the move. Into the offensive zone, Boganicki. Brought down from behind, a lot of contact from Descoteaux of Quebec. In last year's game, we did not have a penalty. No power plays. This play is offside. Had a couple of those whistles. That's Cameron Mann. And the Canadians are offside by a stride in the final second. There's 1.4 ticks left here in the period.
Hey, John Paddock, can you hear Brian Engblom upstairs?
Yeah.
John, can you hear Brian?
Yes, I can.
I'm wondering if you're considering giving bonuses for body checks out there. Any chance of that happening?
Well, it's been a little more wide open than probably anybody thought, but that can change quick too. And as the game gets a little closer to being the end, I think everybody starts paying a little more attention to detail.
All right, John, thanks, and good luck in the remaining 2 periods. Canadian AHL All-Stars have a 6-4 lead. "20 minutes complete from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and the 2001 AHL All-Star Classic. 10 different goal scorers in a wild first period. The Canadian AHL All-Stars have a 6-4 lead. Well, earlier in the show, we heard from Adam Oates talking about the impact the AHL had on his career in the NHL. Let's hear from some other NHL players as well on that issue.
Experience.
Eye-opening.
Terror.
It's unbelievable.
Learning.
A lot of older guys like Jody Gage that had stints in the NHL and that were amazing in the AHL. And those guys helped me realize what I had to do to make it here.
Being a college player like I wasn't used to the 82-game schedule, so getting a bunch of games in early and getting used to that sort of rigorous schedule was key to making the step to the NHL.
It's not only a place in the AHL that you learn about hockey, but you learn about how to handle things at the next level. What you're not supposed to do, what you are supposed to do.
You come out of junior hockey and you have a couple good years and you think, sure, I'm ready for the NHL, and you go to your first couple training camps and it's like, you're not ready. And there's got to be some line between junior and the NHL, and the AHL was great.
I think the biggest thing that I learned playing in the American League is you start playing against men. You're not playing against boys anymore, and where you might be the best player in your league, all of a sudden you're playing against guys that are stronger and faster. And
I think getting a chance to play in the AHL, you have to be a consistent player if you want to move up to the next level. And I think it's a great chance to be able to play, enjoy yourself, but also become a consistent hockey player.
It was the best thing that could have happened to me because in no way was I ready to play in the NHL before I played in the American League.
Well, this guy, Brian Engblom, won 2 Calder Cups with the Nova Scotia Voyageurs back in the 70s. How about that experience in the AHL, getting you ready for the NHL?
It was terrific. That was a great montage of stuff there. I loved all that. There were some great comments there. Sean Van Allen and Ferraro, all the guys saying the things that they had to learn in order to get ready to play in the National Hockey League. Ray Ferraro saying he's just being scared. I remember being scared too. You're playing against guys who are just so much better than you, and all of a sudden you go, I got to compete against these guys. Sometimes it's the first time you've ever gone through that. Size makes a difference, but it's learning to play the defense. It's learning how to win every night. Those situations where if you can't play defense here, you can't play defense in the National Hockey League. If you can't play defense, the coach will not put you out there often enough to do something good to get you noticed offensively. So that's why we're always talking about defense. That was a fun look back by all those guys on their experience of their AHL days.
And Brian, most of the guys we talked to, the Canadian AHL All-Star locker room yesterday and the Planet USA locker room, they talked about consistency to get them to the next level. That's what they need to do night in and night out here in the American League. 1 complete. It's a 6-4 Canada lead here. ESPN2's presentation of the AHL All-Star Classic is brought to you by Dodge, proud sponsor of the American Hockey League. An exciting first period complete here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. We tied a couple of AHL All-Star Classic records. The fastest 2 goals from one team. Also the most goals from 2 teams combined in one period. We had 10, and also the most goals one team in one period, 6 from the Canadian AHL All-Stars. We have new goalies here for the second period.
Yeah, and I think the goalies who played in the first period will be glad there are new goalies. Mike Menard in net. He's Edmonton Oilers properly, played in St. John so far this season. And Brian Regan, who's been an interesting story, which we'll get into here in this second period.
Brian Regan plays for the Philadelphia Phantoms, top affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers. And when he was introduced before this Penguin-friendly crowd, he was booed roundly. But he had a big smile on his face. He knows it's all good fun. Jason Holland lost the handle. Holland 22 in red from the Rochester Americans. The Sabres top affiliate taken away by Peter Ferraro. Made a good play to strip it clean. Create a chance here for Planet USA. Kraft and Ferraro. Tic-tac-toe behind the net, trying to get something going. And Brad Smith, he had 1 goal in that first period. 10 different goal scorers, the 10 on the board here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. 50 pass on the move. Graton had 1 of the 6 scored by the Canadians. So the intercept is made by Kraft. And you see very little effort for contact. Of course, in a regular season game, that player would have been decked. Hard, I imagine.
You're supposed to be, put it that way.
But there's a gentleman's agreement with the players here in this All-Star Classic not to have a lot of contact. You'll see just incidental bumping around. Jonathan Chichu from Kentucky lost the handle. Canadian AHL All-Star, 28 in red. Chichu at center lost the handle again. Shipfitke able to get that on the move. That shot from Tuomainen. He has got 1 of the 4 scored by Planet USA. Here's Healy. Bank went in off the defense in the first period. Ball Healy, the Hamilton Bulldogs. Around the dasher, Chichu will get to it first in the far corner. That's held in nicely by Andrew Ferentz from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Ferentz was talking to us yesterday about how different it will be not to have John Slaney in their lineup. Being traded to the Philadelphia Flyers. His last game here today as a Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguin.
It's hard. It's hard for all the players, all for your teammates, and for some of the guys. Again, you've got some young players playing the American League. This may be the first trade that they've ever experienced. John Slaney's, moved and played on a couple of teams before, so he's experienced it personally. But some of his teammates may not have.
Looking for Schvidke. That's just beyond his reach. Descoteaux. Matthew, the defenseman from the Quebec City Bells, able to run that down. There's Cameron Mann with some room to maneuver. He got Descoteaux with him. In the offensive zone, looked to go short side. Knocked away at the last moment by Regan, the goaltender from Philadelphia. Pinch play. Trudel couldn't find a handle. Chouinard springs loose the other way. Eric Chouinard from Quebec. Shot from Tezikov. Alexei Tezikov was denied. And sent down.
Boy, I watched Tezikov in that skating yesterday in the skills competition. He was in the fastest skating competition. Talk about a wide stride. My goodness, he had about 4 feet in between his legs there as he was ripping up and down the ice. The kid can really move.
Cameron Mann on the ice, 29 in red, won that fastest skating competition, Brian. 14.09 for his lap time. That's moving himself.
You bet.
Wow.
Yeah, the fans had a good time watching the skills competition here last night.
They've got over 8,000 in the building for this game today. There were 8,000 plus as well for the skills. Bokanicki looking to display his skills. It's banked off the net. Side of the goal. Chouinard can't find it. Sent wide by Bokanicki again. Mike Menard made 1 great stop, then got a little bit lucky.
Chouinard's got 1 goal. He's also had 2 or 3 great chances. That was a dandy.
Bill Crozier, the hometown hero from Wilkes-Barre Scranton, scores. He's got the bleached goatee a la Trevor Kidd of the NHL, the goaltender for Florida. But there he's a goal scorer all the way.
Well, how often do you see that when you get a great chance at one end and then you come right back down the other and score on a much lesser chance? Greg Crozier came in and just ripped the wrist shot. Before that, Boganicki, who's had the puck more than anybody in this game, comes in, and he gets partially checked at the last second. But watch this sequence afterwards, as they get a chance to try and rip it and go over top of him. Boganicki had a chance. Chouinard had a chance to shovel it in the upper reaches there, but some great work there by Mike Menard, the goaltender, to kick the leg up and take all that away before Crozier comes down and scores for Canada.
So another goal scorer for the Canadian AHL All-Stars, and they have their biggest lead. 3-tally advantage. Looking for more in the offensive end. Run down by Joseph Boumedienne. Up from Mark Murphy, and Kraft is offside. Murphy from Portland had already crossed the blue line. So Bill Armstrong from the Providence Bruins, the Planet USA coach. All right, your team's down by 3. What do you do now, coach?
Well, we've given up on the defensive plan. We're going to attack with 5 guys, but you know, we had a good flurry there. And don't you know, it turns around to bite you when they go the other way and one shot in the net. So we're going to stick to our game plan. We're gonna go to the offense here and hopefully get a couple goals.
Bill, I think the kicking game's going to become important here. You're going to have to get some field goals and extra points.
Well, if we can hold them to 6 this period and we can score 7, well, I think we'll be all right. That's kind of the game plan we're trying to stick to right now. But you know, Peter Mahovlich has been working with our defense the game. You can see it's coming along so far in the second.
Oh yeah, Pete's going to take a shot at you for that one. I can tell already.
Yeah.
Good luck, Bill.
Peter Mahovlich is the honorary captain for Planet USA, the AHL All-Stars, right next to Bill Armstrong on that bench. 4-time Stanley Cup winner, won some Calder Cups too. Peter Mahovlich, legendary Canadian, won 4 cups up in Montreal. It's Benoit Gratton looking for Healy on the right wing. Smith whistles it wide. He's got 1 goal already. Boumedienne runs it down.
Yeah, it's kind of fun when they have the honorary captains every single year. Pete Mahovlich, as you said, Eddie Johnson behind the Canadian bench as well. The last goaltender ever to play a complete game in the NHL. Excuse me, every game of the season, I mean. Unbelievable.
Brad Smith ahead of the pack. Looks for another goal. And it's stopped. Reagan makes a nice save. Didn't get much help there.
Brad Smith is a shooter, certainly, and
on display. We'll see some more shooters.
Yep.
Coming up tonight here on ESPN2's National Hockey Night. Brett Hall and the Dallas Stars head-to-head with Pavel Bure and the Florida Panthers. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 on the West Coast. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
Brad Smith's the leading goal scorer in the in the American Hockey League. He's got 29 goals already. We're only halfway through. So this is no surprise here. That's what you should do. What you do best. Shoot the puck. Don't try to put moves on if you're a shooter, and he did it.
Dennis Schwitke is a shooter as well. That one whistled wide over the shoulder.
Dennis Schwitke is a Russian kid, but he also came over here, Dave, and played 2 years of junior hockey in the Ontario League for Barrie. And that certainly obviously helped him get adjusted to the language and everything before he started his pro career, which is obviously so important. These guys have to learn customs and language on top of trying to get used to playing on a smaller ice surface and red line and all those things. Man, we forget a lot of times and how difficult it is for the Russian and European players to come over here and play under these circumstances.
Here's Schwitke trying to center, looking for Tool Minard, who's got one of the Planet USA AHL All-Star goals.
And just to keep you sharp, Schwitke was supposed to be number 39.
Yeah.
That's what they told us, and they came out with number 9 to start the game.
Toby Peterson, the hometown hero from Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, lights the lamp to make it a 2-goal game. So 2 of the Penguins on their home ice have goals here in the second period. Greg Crozier and Toby Peterson.
And they may be wearing different jerseys, but the fans really recognize their hometown boys. Good job here by Peterson. He'll just walk out into the front of the net. Patience, patience, patience. Nobody checks him. Nice hand. Shovels it into the corner. Poor goaltender is getting partially checked by his own men on the back check. Mike Menard not really able to get over there and use that left hand the way he would have liked to try to get a hand on that backhand shot by Peterson.
Toby Peterson told me a great story yesterday after the skills competition. He came into the Penguins dressing room when he was up in Pittsburgh, and Yuri Slager, the Penguins defenseman, told him, "Toby, have fun tonight." He said, "What do you mean?" Looked up on the board. He was centering Jan Hrdina and Jaromir Jagr. He thought it was a joke that the veterans were playing on the rookie Toby Peterson, but he was in the lineup as the centerman for those 2 great wingers.
And that's a lot a lot of pressure for the kid, too. I mean, you know, you want to do so well and you want to get them the puck so badly. Sometimes you pass up your own opportunities, but what an experience for him.
Eric Manlow centering. Regan kicks it away at the last moment. Planet USA now feeding off the energy from the goal scored by Peterson to try to get back in this game. Really, no lead is safe with our offensive-oriented format. We may see a lot more scoring before we're through. Mike Mata, 23 in blue for Joseph Marha. Good feed on the Boganicki's blast. Stop Marha! Denied the last moment. Mike Menard got a piece of Marha's bid. And here comes Manlow from Providence. He's had a couple games up with the big team of Bruins this year. Marha trying to get a piece of the puck. Inside the circle, does so. Springs Boganicki from what's to the ice. Cats fakes a pass to Chouinard and shoots instead, and Mike Menard is up to the task, makes a great stop. Exciting action continuing here from Wilkes-Barre. This year, the Norfolk Admirals were added to the roster of American Hockey League teams. Now the AHL is up to a record 20 teams. And spearheading that rapid rise to prominence for the American Hockey League is the president and CEO of the AHL, David Andrews, who's now joined by Brian Engblom.
Thanks very much, Dave. You know, look, I'm looking at the old AHL that I used to play in, Dave. There were 6 teams. There are 20 now. What's the state of the American Hockey League right now, and what are your plans for the future?
Well, I don't think we've ever been healthier, as you say. We have 20 franchises. Attendance is strong. Our relationship with the NHL is really strong. We got great players. And next season, we had 2 more teams, one in Manchester, New Hampshire, and one in Bridgeport, Connecticut, with the LA Kings and the New York Islanders as affiliates. So we're looking forward to that. And we added 1 team this year in Norfolk, Virginia, where Chicago was their affiliate. And we're really pleased with the success in Norfolk. So we've had a great start to this year, and the league is obviously very healthy.
This Wilkes-Barre Scranton area is unbelievable. This building is fantastic. Franchise is really doing well, isn't it?
This is our leading franchise in terms of attendance, and the fans here have really taken to the league. They have a wonderful building, as you can see, and hockey has just taken off here, and we're fortunate to be the league that's in it.
I think we just had another one. We'll get back to that in a minute, Dave, but I want to ask one more question for Dave Andrews, is that there were all-star games way back when in the American Hockey League, and I think there was a big gap from 1959 to 1995, and you were a big person in getting the owners to come back and play an all-star game. Why?
We felt that we needed to create a showcase event to help brand the league and show people the kind of talent that we have in this league and the quality of the players. And it's been a great success story for us. And it's a celebration of our talent, celebration of our history, as well as, you know, with our Hall of Fame events around the All-Star game. And I think that the best part of all of this, certainly for me, and I think for our fans, is it's a break in our schedule. It's a chance for the players to really come in and have a great time and showcase their talent and give us, I guess, a stage across North America with live television to, I guess, make a statement about who we are and how great a league it is.
Well, you guys have made a great statement. You've done a terrific job here. Thanks for having us in here, and go enjoy the game, Dave.
Thank you, Brian.
Dave, back to you.
Our thanks to David Andrews, President and CEO of the American Hockey League. They mentioned the Wilkes-Barre Scranton franchise. 8,118 a game, leading the AHL in attendance, and they've nearly jammed this arena full for this AHL All-Star Classic. The goal was scored by Bobby House from the St. John's Maple Leafs, his second tally of the game. One in each of the first 2 periods in front. Great chance for Tuomainen, directed a one-timer wide. Boy, did he have room to shoot. Now an 8-5 Canadian lead. Ryan just missed 1 goal while you're talking.
I only missed 1? Oh, man.
Great play from Bobby House. Now here's Schwitke in, onside. Pad stop made by Mike Menard. Also St. John's. Tuomainen, one-time try, short side. Can you believe it? Denied again by Menard, in tight. What a stop.
Well, Tuomainen's already got a goal in this game, and there's been a lot of work down low as well, and these guys are starting to figure each other out. See the timing there? It's all timing patterns. It's getting open in front of the net, which means you can't just go there and stand there, because, you know, somebody's going to come and check you or cover you. So you have to have the timing to get there at the right time.
So John Paddock, the Canadian coach, what do you think? Is Mike Menard going to stay in for the rest of the game or what? Mike, can you hear us up here? It is loud down there, nice level. Sorry, that's John Paddock. We were talking about Mike Menard, who's been brilliant. 9 saves out of 10 shots he's faced. in the second period. Each of the 3 goalies from each of the 2 All-Star teams will get 1 period each. Canada trying to expand on the lead. Rozier bidding for another goal. On Wilkes-Barre Scranton, the Penguins late add to the roster. Jonathan Cheechoo of Kentucky lost the handle outside the right circle.
Jonathan Cheechoo is one of the 2 youngest players here in this game. We have only 2 20-year-olds, but it's great work for a young kid like that at such an early age to be added to this All-Star game.
Marha the intercept in tight, trying to create. Here's Mike Hurlbut, the captain of this Planet USA AHL All-Star team and the Rochester Americans captain the last couple of years. Mike Hurlbut, 2 in blue, has been in the Calder Cup final twice. Championship round of the American Hockey League. One last year by Hartford. On the move. Rich Brennan for the Lower Lock Monsters, denied by Menard again. Boy, has he been brilliant. Be sure to log on to theahl.com to select the game MVP and a chance to win a game-worn jersey by that MVP.
Yeah, and then we have Peterson and Brennan, who had a great exchange of the puck right at the blue line, and Brennan was able to just sort of loop around and go in on Menard. Menard has made some outstanding saves here in this second.
Cameron Mann, the fastest skater in the skills competition last night, lost it, but Healy regains for the Canadians. On the move again. Healy going in front. And denied there by Regan and cleared down ice. We may actually get a whistle here, but the puck will not cross.
No way. Menard's not going to.
Why did we get that? Here's Healy. Springs Manlow. Cross-ice play deflected. High off the boards. Along the far side, but not over the boards, so play continues. Healy for the Bulldogs at Hamilton. Manlow advances for Cameron Mann from Providence. He's had a couple of call-ups to the parent village this year. Providence enjoying a very good season. Second place in their division.
And how about those Boston Bruins, too? Bruins are really starting to come on here. They're back to 500 there. They've really moved forward. And Providence players, I'm sure, will be, and already have been, moving up and down from the big club to Providence. And I'm sure that'll continue to happen.
Healy again, we mentioned his name a lot. Offensive zone, joined by Brian Campbell from Rochester. The defenseman jumping into the play. Manlow's shot denied. Maybe his stick held up just for a moment in a low slot. Peter Flall of Providence for Buganicki from Worcester. Broken up by the Canadian, sent to center. There's Mark Murphy from Portland. Good move across the blue line, looking for help. No one there, though. Ferraro had not joined him on the rush on the right wing. Mike Gall, the Syracuse Crunch. He is the team captain in Syracuse. And play is whistled down. It is offside. 7:19 to go here in the second period. Mike Menard has stood on his head. Great goaltending for Canada. A lot of Stanley Cups, a lot of Calder Cups between those 2 gentlemen. On the left, Eddie Johnson, the assistant general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He won 3 Cups as a Boston Bruin goaltender. And John Paddock has won 3 Calder Cups as a head coach. John, so far Mike Menard, great in the second period, huh?
He's been outstanding. He's had make a lot of point-blank saves, and well, you never win without goaltending. Hopefully he keeps it up for the rest of his time.
Johnny, on a personal note here, you were a director of pro scouting for the Rangers for a couple of years. Now you've come back and behind the bench coaching. Is that a first love for you?
Yeah, I never really wanted to get out of it or not be involved in it. And when the opportunity came a couple of years ago with the Rangers, that it was something I just didn't want to pass up at that time.
Well, you've done a heck of a job, obviously. I mean, that's quite an honor and quite a track record of 3 Calder Cups with 3 different teams.
Well, I don't know what it necessarily says, other than you're in the right spot at the right time, and you bounced around a little bit for whatever reason. But certainly, anytime you win, it's been a thrill, and this is last year is certainly no exception.
Play will be whistled down as John Paddock watches.
That may be the answer to how you keep the puck out of the net in this game.
That's it.
Turn it over, eh?
Yeah, I think so, John. What do you think?
It'd be a better start maybe with what kind of defense.
That's the wrong end, though. That's supposed to be your end. That's the other guy.
Exactly.
Watch this, folks. Talk about getting crossed up here. Oh, baby. The house comes tumbling down. Yeah, I think that would help an awful lot. I mean, it was good positioning. The net's right there. You can't get it in. That was House who ended up banging into it.
Did you mean to say that? The house tumbling down was Bobby House.
Of course I did.
It was perfect.
Of course I
did. You really are clever. Wow.
Stuff happens. He just kind of blew a tire in turn number 2 here. Oh, that's great. Brian Reagan underneath the pile. Doesn't get hurt, thank goodness.
Brilliant on-your-feet response there. The house coming down. House coming down on Planet USA. Another goal for the Canadians. It's John Slaney. They've been waiting all day for it.
Well, they sure have. Again, John Slaney plays here in Wilkes-Barre up until yesterday. He was traded at the National Hockey League level, if you want to put it that way, from the Pittsburgh Penguins to the Philadelphia Flyers for Kevin Stevens. He got an emotional welcome yesterday, an emotional welcome here again today, and a beautiful pass from Gall to Slaney. Oh, that's world-class moves, all right. He is the leading scorer in the American Hockey League as a defenseman, and there's a good reason why.
12 goals, 49 points in the first half of the year for Slaney. They're cheering his name. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists already in this one. Multiple points. I imagine MVP might be in his
future, I think.
Although we know the AHL.com is the website where fans are voting online for the MVP of this AHL All-Star Classic, so we'll see.
Well, yesterday when they introduced him, Dave, during the skills competition, you could see how emotional it was. The tears were welled up in his eyes, and it was all just sort of starting to come to a head when he was realizing that, hey, yeah, this is, you know, I'm done here, and I'm going to be moving on to a different city. He's experienced that before, but it's always tough to do it, even if it's your first time or your 5th time.
Scoring shot was knocked down. We're joined by Bobby House. So far, the only 2-goal scorer in this game for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Bobby, how's it feel to get the 2 tallies down there?
Well, it took a lot of pressure off. You know, it's a lot of fun down here. We're just trying to put on a good show for the fans. And anytime you play great players like we got on our Canadian squad here, you're going to get a chance to score, and the puck's going to go in for me.
You got to go to the net literally sometimes. Last shift out there, you did that pretty well.
Well, you know, I saw a chance to come out and maybe sneak away in back door on them, and I ended up running into the net. But just having a great time, and I got a lot of people back home in Whitehorse, UPenn watching, a lot of people back in St. John's. I'd like to say hi to all of them and appreciate them for putting me in the All-Star game.
You're a good man to mention all that stuff. This is a fun place to play, though, too. Isn't this a great building here?
It's just beautiful. I mean, the fans here are unbelievable. It's just a great hockey town. It's been nothing but success here for the AHL, and it's going to put on a good show this weekend, and the boys are loving it.
You guys are putting on a good show. Thanks for stopping by. Go have fun.
Thank you.
Whitehorse, the Yukon, just east of Alaska, Bobby tells us. They get a little bit of summer weather between May and August, where it's light 24 hours a day. Other than that, pretty darn cold. But he's had the hot hand with a couple goals in this game, and Slaney, the hometown hero, lights the lamp as well for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. With 4:26 to go in the middle period here from Wilkes-Barre, PA. Plenty of offense, 14 goals. Plenty of creativity with the fans there, our ESPN banner. We talked about Joey Mellon being a great American-born player. Same goes for Pat LaFontaine. 15 years with the Islanders, Buffalo Sabres, and New York Rangers. 865 games played and 468 NHL goals. A great career ended by a concussion problem. He's joined now by our Brian Engblom.
Thanks, Dave. I'm here with Pat LaFontaine. And, folks, if you can believe it, he remembered that first goal that he kicked in. He can remember. He said, I kicked this one in. Unbelievable, Patty. It's great to see you. You're looking wonderful. What have you been up to these days?
Well, Brian, I'm keeping busy. Being home with 3 kids and my wife, I'm enjoying that. I'm actually working on a project with the National Hockey League. I did a book with Warner Books called Companions in Courage. There are 56 inspirational sports stories of heroic athletes who have overcome tremendous odds and gone on to do great things and inspire everybody. And you know, the proceeds from that go to help out Hockey's All-Star Kids Foundation, benefiting children's hospitals all over North America and each NHL city. And I came here today to the American Hockey League All-Star Game because they've adopted the same foundation, the same program, and now in the American Hockey League, all the cities that have children's hospitals, the players are going to get involved with player visits, bringing kids to the games, and then fundraising programs. It's tremendous.
I think you've got some kind of T-shirt or something here. You got some kind of contest going on?
Yeah, if you go on our website at companionsencourage.org, we're naming the lion. He's going to be our mascot that's going to go in and visit all the kids, bring smiles to their faces. And if you go on www.companionsencourage.org, you can go on there and name our lion. We've got a lot of submit your name, and you can order the book. And it's a great book, and like I said, it was inspired by a lot of the special relationships that I made over my career in the NHL. A lot of special kids, and I'm kind of they're the co-authors of the book. I'm just kind of the messenger to get these special stories out.
Well, it's terrific to see. It's terrific you're involved in that program. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch much of this game. You've been involved in a few All-Star games yourself. Those guys look like they're having some fun out there, huh?
You know what? They're having a ball, and I don't think the All-Star games change, whatever it's a National Hockey League, American, International. I can tell you they're a lot of fun, and I remember having the chance, the good fortune of playing in 5 of them, and you know, it's freewheeling. It's a chance you wake up the next day, you're not sore, and it's up and down hockey. So I know those guys are having a great time out there.
They sure are. Pat LaFontaine, is wonderful to see you. Look terrific. Look like you could jump down there and play. Thanks for coming by.
Ryan, thank you.
Dave, back to you.
All right, Brian, our special thanks to Pat LaFontaine, former NHL great, still very active as we found out. A great interview with Brian Engblom. Under 3 to go here in the second period. Pat talked about plenty of offense no matter what all-star level you're talking about, international, American, or national leagues. We've had plenty of that in this game today from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Here's one of the reasons. 27 in red, Bobby House.
What a great
2 goals.
Pat LaFontaine, what a great human being he is.
Great to see him active in such a worthy cause after his playing days are over. A lot of guys just kind of mail it in, you know. You made the big money, you just have to kind of relax, but he's active for a good thing. It's great.
Well, he looked, you know, the last time I saw a guy who looked good in street clothes was Mario Lemieux. I said, looks like he could go up and play. Obviously he has. Unfortunately for all of us, Pat LaFontaine can't because of the concussion problems he had, and that's, of course, why he had to retire. But otherwise, boy, does he ever look like he could go back out there and play still.
Folks, be sure to log on to www.theahl.com to pick the game MVP. Team USA trying to get closer.
And we got www.another goal here in the All-Star game.
It's 9-6. Peter Ferraro from Providence.
We need a scorecard here for more reasons than one here, folks. What are we up to, 9-6? We've had all kinds. Shots from the slot, one-timers, rebounds. This one looked like it just dropped out at the last second here on, Mike Menard got a piece of it, but then it just kind of rolled over the line.
So Peter Ferraro bidding to become the AHL All-Star Classic MVP. And if you log on, you can pick the game MVP and win a game-worn jersey from that most valuable player. Then Raton offensive end. Smith, his shot was knocked down by Smurek. Raton spins and fires. Just wide to the right of Regan, the goaltender of the Philadelphia Phantoms. Kept alive by the Canadian AHL All-Star. Smurek of Worcester pushes around the dasher. Here's Smith. 4 years ago, the AHL most valuable player. You know why? 68 games, 68 goals for Brad Smith that year. 11 in red.
He's got great hands. He just loves to shoot the puck. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I said earlier when he scored his goal, or excuse me, when he had a scoring chance that he did not score on, he had a wide open chance. He didn't try to put any moves on. He just shoots the biscuit from everywhere.
Stromine in offensive zone. Sets up his man, Butsayev. On a one-timer that Mike Menard is there one more time himself to deny Yuri Butsayev.
And Butsayev was in the slot there with his stick raised above the shoulders for about 4 seconds there. Okay, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Poor Mike Menard there, 17 saves on 19 shots. And that was a tough one for him to save. Watch Menard, the goaltender. There's Butsayev, there's what I'm talking about. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. He got it on net. Menard made a nice glove save.
At the 31st shot of this game already from the Planet USA AHL All-Stars. Schmidtke running into the far corner, trying to track it down with Buganicki. Toby Peterson on the ice as well. Schmidtke creating. And put by Rich Brennan of Lowell. In his 5th straight AHL All-Star Classic, he's played for several different teams. Won a Calder Cup with the Hershey Bears 3 years ago. Rich Brennan.
Yeah, he's had a couple of scoring chances here. And Mike Menard, the goaltender, doesn't really get any help here at all. When he does get some support in front of the net, it actually comes and bumps into him. A couple of guys go right to the crease area. There's a little drop pass to Brennan, and I think he got cuffed a little bit there by Buganicki 33 blue coming out of the corner. And it knocked him over a little bit, and just a little short shot on the short side there by Rich Brennan.
Canadian giveaway, Boganicki tries to take advantage. Nathan Dempsey runs it down instead. Schmidtke trying to hold in the offensive zone. Brennan again, oh, he scores! Rich Brennan! Back-to-back goals, under 30 to go in the middle frame, and it's a one-goal game.
Well, when you start handling the puck and you start to have a really good time like this, and there's so much open room, Brennan just kind of wheels around in the middle of the ice and gets a loose puck, kicks it up onto the stick. Anybody in front of me? No. Good wrist shot. That one looked like I went 5-hole and beat Menard before he was able to go down. Canadian players were looking for a turnover there at the blue line, and when they didn't get it, they all realized that they're in pretty poor position defensively. They gave Brennan's got a little smile, almost ready to crack a smile there. 2 quick goals there by Rich Brennan.
In 17 seconds, Brian, he sets a new AHL All-Star Classic record with that effort. In front, cameraman, a backhander from Providence. In the final seconds of the second period, makes it 10-8. Cameron Mann roofing the backhand shot.
Oh, that was a beautiful pay, too. I mean, he just got that puck and got it on the backhand. He was quickly running out of room. And with backhand goal to get it up high enough and get it over the goaltender, Brian Regan. Excellent work there by Cameron Mann, as you mentioned earlier, has spent long stints with the Boston Bruins, the parent club, up in the National Hockey League. Here's where he gets the pass, and he's going to come in. And just as he's going by, he gets Regan moving. Regan had that left leg spread out so far. It looked like he was expecting a cutback to the far side.
Had a long chat with Bill Armstrong, his coach, last night about Cameron Mann, and he said he belongs in the NHL on a full-time basis. It's a matter of when with him. He has the skills. He handles behind the cage again. Trying to create here in the final seconds, and the horn sounds to end 40 minutes of play from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It has been exciting. Plenty of offense. 10-8 game. We've had plenty of offense so far in this game. 26 different players have at least 1 point. Unfortunately, one of those for the Canadian AHL All-Stars is Kent Hulse. He's the captain of the Portland Pirates, but still a very effective player for this Canadian AHL All-Star team. And a moment ago, he joined our Brian Engblom.
Thanks very much, Dave. Now I'm over on the Canadian side of things with Kent Hulse, first of all. And Kent, for a guy like yourself who's had an outstanding American Hockey League career, I mean, people think about the National Hockey League first, but you can have a heck of a time and a great living playing the American League too, can't you?
Yeah, you can. There's a lot of guys that have done what I've done, and it's a great privilege to come and play here in this game event and get out here with a lot of guys that I've played against and be on the same side now. And all in all, it's a great league to play hockey, and it's second best in the world. And for every guy that wants to play, there's lots of other guys that can do it too, but the guys that are here keep working hard every night, and they can continue to play.
And at the professional level, of course, we always know what trades are about, and one of the guys that's happened to lately, John Slaney. John, tell us about the situation about how you heard about getting traded yesterday.
Well, I guess there was no rumors whatsoever, and then after the game, and we were on the road in Cincinnati, and just was going back to the hotel, and a couple of guys called me in, and it was a rumor that I was getting traded, and then we flew back the next morning, and sure enough, Glenn told me, the coach told me that I was being traded to Philly.
And it's an emotional situation. I know here that the fans have treated you extremely well. What's been going through your mind?
Well, yeah, it's definitely emotional because, I mean, it's the support these fans give us every year, all year, and last year, I mean, it's right now, I mean, there's not a ticket left for the rest of the season, so it's not only that, it's off the ice with these people here. They're tremendous. I mean, it's just so friendly around this town, and I mean, they make us welcome, and it's definitely one of the best towns I ever played in my hockey career, and it's definitely going to be different because I got to come back here Friday and play against these guys.
Yeah, it's not the fun part of pro hockey, that's for sure. Good luck. Thanks very much, John Slaney and Kent Hulse.
You're welcome.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. 58 shots between the two teams so far. We'll see a lot more AHL All-Star Classic records being broken here in the third period. With 2 periods complete, the Canadian AHL All-Stars, led by Bobby House from the St. John's Maple Leafs with his 2 goals and an assist, have a 2-goal lead on the Planet USA AHL All-Stars. More coming up. ESPN2's presentation of the AHL All-Star Classic is brought to you by Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected. emotional moment indeed for John Slaney, the captain of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, who is headed to the Philadelphia Flyers, as we heard with Brian Engblom just a moment ago down in the Canadian AHL All-Star dressing room. This is it for him. The place just was a deafening roar when he was introduced, then got even louder when he scored his goal, Brian, here in the second period.
It was really emotional for him. He was reluctant to talk. As a matter of fact, he didn't want to get in amongst all the players there and talk about it because he knew I was going to ask him about the trade naturally. And it's difficult. You know, some of the players in this room are his friends. Some of them he plays against. But just being so self-conscious about the whole thing, it's a really difficult thing. Dave, I've been traded a couple of times. And even though he's used to the situation, you never get used to it. I meant that it's happened to him before and he's changed locations before. But it rocks your world. It changes your whole life, and where is it going to go from here?
Well, we have the pleasure of being joined by Peter Mahovlich, 4-time Stanley Cup champion with the Montreal Canadiens and an honorary captain on that bench for Planet USA. Peter, what did the guys say in the locker room there a moment ago? What can you do to make a comeback in the third?
Well, I think the tempo of the game has slowed down a bit, but our guys are a little quicker and a little faster. And if we can maintain the tempo that we had at the end of that second period for the following 20 minutes, I think we got an opportunity to win this hockey game.
Pete, you played in a lot of all-star games in the National Hockey League level. You just go out there and have fun. You ever have any specific all-star memories that you can think of that jump out the top of your mind?
Well, the one all-star game in Philadelphia, we ended up going into Philadelphia with 5 or 6 fellow Montreal Canadiens, and I ended up winning the MVP award that night, which was a lot of fun. And every time we went into Philadelphia, it used to be a horror show, but that night was a pretty good night.
Yeah, I'll bet you'd remember that one. Thanks very much, Pete. Wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you, Brian.
Here is Manlow in the offensive end. We're on the Providence Bruins, intercepted by Marha. That's first real contact we've had. May have been inadvertent, but Marha lost the stick. Kept in by Manlow. Cross-ice play for Cameron Mann. Teammates with the Providence Bruins during the regular season. Trying to get something else going. Jean-Guy Trudel has 1 goal. We mentioned 26 different players have at least 1 point in this game. We've got 18 goals on the board, and we are closing in on several AHL All-Star Classic records as we begin the third.
Pete Mahovlich may get a point in this.
It's possible. 16 NHL seasons for him, a great career. Chris O'Sullivan from Cincinnati whistles it wide.
And one of the funniest human beings I have ever met in my life. Pete's an old roommate of mine with the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, man, fantastic personality.
Really fun to talk to. 228 goals, 773 points in his great career in the NHL.
His brother was pretty good, too.
Yeah. Frank did a thing or two, didn't he?
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Chris O'Sullivan from Cincinnati. 3rd AHL All-Star Classic appearance with a 3rd different team. He was in Rochester with the Syracuse Crunch last year as member of the Vancouver Canucks organization. Has been here with St. John as a member of the Calgary Flames. And now with Anaheim, a 1-year contract for number 27 in blue. Offensive defenseman. Told me yesterday he's trying to change his game, make slight alterations to become more defensive oriented. Here's Smith, short side. The angle shut down.
It's what I talked about, Dave. You have to learn that. If you don't learn the defensive side of the game, you're just never going to make it to the National Hockey League. And for these guys here, that's what they want to do.
Dwayne Rolson is in net now for Canada, and that was Vitaly Yeremayev making the save from the Hartford Wolfpack for Planet USA, the AHL All-Star team. Yeremayev has been up with the Rangers already, and we'll talk about his stats in a moment. They are alarming for the opposition. It won't be long before he's a regular somewhere in the National League.
He's an excellent prospect. He's got all the tools they look for in the goaltenders these days. You want to have the size. You want to be able to cover the net side to side, because the lateral game in the NHL is probably the biggest change, certainly over the last 6 or 8 years in particular, and those goaltenders have to have quick movement laterally.
Campbell, offensive zone from Rochester. Quick snapshot, rebound. Sevigny directed it wide, deflected, comes right to Healy. Trying to set up his man in the slot, and it comes all the way through. Campbell again from the Americans. Outside that left circle. Looks to throw it down low. Instead intercepted. Chouinard comes the other way. Deflected, comes out to the point. Yuri Butsayev handles. at the goal line in the corner. Wilkes-Barre from Cincinnati. And Brian Campbell regains again from the Rochester Americans, sent out towards center. Nezikov trying to track it down, so is Bobby House, 27 in red. What a game he's had offensively. And Paul Healy deep in his own zone with Peterson on his heels. Out to the blue line. Here's Chevigny. Run down first by the Planet USA. AHL All-Star defense. Chevigny trying to regain the handle along with Healy from Hamilton. Joseph Boumediene, who comes from Sweden. His father's from Algeria. His mother is from Finland. And he was born in Sweden. In his house, they speak Swedish, Finnish, French, and English. Not bad.
Amazing. Yeah. That happens a lot in Europe naturally because the countries are all so close together that they're used to just hearing different languages constantly.
Here's Marha, offensive zone for Planet USA, trying to get another tally. Deflected off a skate, it trickles just wide. Marha set up outside the right circle. Can't pull the trigger. Laney draped on him. As much contact as we'll see in this game. Boganicki in front. Trying to hit his teammate Peter Smurek from Worcester. Chichu throws around the dasher. The offensive zone for Cameron Mann. Hulse trying to get set up. And that just wide. Comes to the near corner. Kent Hulse, an 11-year American Hockey League veteran, won a Calder Cup with Portland. Pirates back in '94. Planet USA on the move. Schwitke has one great goal already. He's got 4 assists for 5 points, leading point scorer so far in this game.
Look who was knifing in there. Rich Brennan was looking for his 3rd goal.
You got it. Manlow on the move, intercepted. Nice play made by Hurlbut, the captain from Rochester, and this Planet USA All-Star captain. Here's Schwitke again from the Louisville Panthers. Ferraro shot a one-timer. And stopped by Dwayne Rollison in net for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. Don't forget to log on to theahl.com. Chance to vote for the game MVP. Could be Schwitke with his 5 points. You decide online. Wear a game-worn jersey. Buy that MVP if you're the lucky winner. Not going to get a lot of whistles here in the 3rd period. Wide open action. Jean-Guy Trudel. He's got 1 goal already. Leaves there. Manlow shot. Ripped it wide. Left of Yeremia. Vitaly Yeremia, the goalie from Hartford. 3 different goalies on these AHL All-Star Classic rosters. All play 1 period apiece. Ryan Kraft on the move himself. Cross-ice play. Chouinard. Chris O'Sullivan jumping in as well from his defensive spot. Thrown out by Rollison.
That was Dempsey making the defensive play there. He figured there was going to be 1 more pass, and sure enough, Dempsey back-checked all the way to the crease and broke up that play at the last second.
Trudel and Benoit Graton, the 2-on-1. Broke it up, coming the other way for Kraft. These guys are tired now. There's no question. Chouinard, and O'Sullivan hits the post. Chris O'Sullivan from Cincinnati. Somehow, Crozier has some gas left. Here's Smith, offensive zone. Play rolling on. Graton fanned on it. Here's Greg Crozier from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Dempsey sent wide by Benoit Graton. O'Sullivan catching up with it. We're 7 minutes in without a whistle, I believe. Dempsey trying to make a touch-up. Kraft creating behind that. Looking a short side. Ryan Kraft from Kentucky scores. Somehow they had to stop play, and it was a goal that did it.
Yeah, this is simply moving out from behind the net quickly and getting sort of a bank shot there. Kraft, I believe, what's that, his 2nd goal of the game at least. And he steps out and banks it in off the pass of Dwayne Rollison. Rollison had 1 go off the crease crossbar. And this time he just can't quite get over there quickly enough, and Kraft just jams it off that pad and underneath him. That's always the goaltender's nightmare. When the goaltenders have to look over their shoulder one way, which side is he going to come out on? When the guy comes out quickly and surprises them to get over there and take everything away, it's just so tough to do.
Miroslav Guren trying to regain possession at center from the Quebec Citadels. Healy has played very well, looking for Bobby House of St. John's. The play is offside, and look at that, another whistle. 1-goal game from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the First Union Arena. Exciting AHL All-Star Classic action.
Planet USA All-Star goal scored by number 47, Ryan Crabb. With an assist to number 30.
12 and a half left, third period from the AHL All-Star Classic. Bill Armstrong, the coach of the Planet USA team, with us on the bench. Do I detect a little game face from you? Look a little tense down there. You want to win this thing, right?
I do. I don't want to be 0-2 at the All-Star game, so that's not a good record to hold, but the guys have come out. We had a good tempo in the second, and I just told them to play that same tempo, you know. So we're coming. Our game's coming. We're going to tie it up, and then we're going to a 1-4 defensive trap. So slowing the team down.
Yeah, they don't even remember how to trap at this point. Obviously, there's been a lot of great plays out there, a lot of skill makers. Anybody really caught your eye in this game?
Well, I think everybody's got points. Everybody's kind of done their thing. I think John Slading on the other team's been good, and you know, most of the guys in our team have been real good. So it's been an entertaining game to watch and coach.
In front, Armstrong here, hoping that Butsayev can get one for Planet USA. Get another one by.
We're hoping to get a goal here. We need one more to tie it up, and once we're back in the game, you'll see a different team.
Well, I imagine you'd probably go down to like 2 lines and really get tough then, huh?
No, I'm not going to bench. I'm not going to bench anyone.
Oh, there'd be a big-time mutiny. You did that, Bill. Don't even think about it.
They wouldn't like me. They wouldn't like me. No. So I got to get them to play right now. They're doing a good job, and we're a little tense in the first period there, a little bit in the second, but we're coming on now.
All right, Billy. Thanks.
Thanks.
Saw the big numbers from Rolison playing with the Worcester Ice Cats. Unfortunately for Dwayne Rolison, Brian, that's the top affiliate of the St. Louis Blues, and they've got 2 outstanding goalies right now.
Yeah, they sure do. Roman Turek and Brent Johnson are both playing brilliantly.
Dwayne told us yesterday after the skills competition, hey, I know pretty much, barring a major injury, I'm going to be in the minors the whole year, so I've got to work on certain things, try to get better, try to stay consistent.
You bet. Injuries happen.
Hope for a shot next year.
Yep. But injuries do happen, and opportunities are there. When it's somebody's bad luck, it's good luck for somebody else. That's just the way pro sports work.
Hulse leads Cameron Mann, offensive zone Canadian team in a 1-goal game. Jonathan Chichu of Kentucky. Up for Mann, not a lot of defensive pressure, but the Ferraro the breakup. Chance for a 2-on-1. He's got Schvidtke with him. Ferraro from Providence, offensive zone. Buganicki backhander! He scores! And we are tied at 10 apiece.
Turnover inside the zone. Cameron Mann had his head up trying to pass the puck down deep. He turned it over, and then it's an outnumbered attack coming the other way. Guys with their heads up all the way, time and room and relaxed. When you have talent that can do those 3 things and have those 3 elements, you're going to get goals scored like this, and that's why we've had 20 goals now in this game. It's 10-10.
25-year-old native of New Haven, Connecticut, Eric Boganicki. As we talked about, had that big debut last year with Florida. Jean-Guy Trudel for Canada, trying to untie it just as quickly. Almost did it, ripped it wide. There's Marco Tuomainen from the Lowell Lock Monsters. Offensive zone. Eric Chouinard, his shot blocked away by Nathan Dempsey of St. John's. And banked off the far wall for Smith. Here's Andrew Ferris for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, hometown hero. Boy, they love their team here. This is just the second year that Wilkes-Barre Scranton has had a franchise. They were dead last a year ago, and they've gone to first place this year in their division.
Yeah.
What a turnaround. And the fans have responded. Over 8,000 a game to lead the AHL in attendance. Chouinard trying to get ahead of the pack again for another breakaway. He was just waiting right there at the blue line, trying to stay on side.
We've got 6 of the top 10 goal scorers in the league in this game here, and the top goal scorer, of course, Brad Smith, who's got 29 goals already this season. He's got 1 goal in this game already. It's 10-10 right now, and hang on to your seats, folks, not the last.
from the Worcester Ice Cats, latest goal scorer for Planet USA, Eric Boganiki with us. Felt good to finally get one, huh? You're a little frustrated there for a while.
Oh, yeah, I was losing my mind. I was had numerous amounts of opportunities to score, and been a little snake bitten, so I finally got one. I think I was the only guy without a point in this game, so...
Take a look at it here. Yeah, you can look at the monitor. You can see yourself score the goal.
Yeah. Well, it was a great play. Schwicki drove the net. I think it was a 3-on-2. Peter Ferraro made a hell of a pass. And I went to the backhand and shot.
I think you got inside information on that goaltender too, don't you?
Yeah, Rolly. I've been abusing Rolly all weekend. I kind of feel sorry for him, but...
Yeah, bragging rights for a week when you can beat your goaltender who plays on the same team you do. That kind of helps to have that inside info.
Yeah, it's a great feeling because Rolly and I, we battle a lot in practice. We have competition every day, and he's a great goaltender. He's one of the best in the league, and he's a great person as well.
Eric, you just got traded from the Louisville Panthers and the Florida organization up to Worcester and St. Louis. How's the fit for you there?
Well, so far it's pretty good. I went from the last place team in the league to the first place team in the league. So we have a hell of a team. We want to win a Calder Cup, and it's great being a part of a team, like a winning team, and they want to win, and we got a bunch of guys that's good to play with.
It's always a shock to the system to get traded, though. I mean, it changes your whole life, and you have all those sort of question marks in the back of your mind, though, Eric, don't you? And you realize probably what John Slaney's going through the same thing in his last day or so as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You know, you just got to pack up and go to a different city and just start all over. So, but hopefully it'll work out for the best for myself as well as John, and you know, you never know what's going to happen. It's a crazy business.
I'm sure it will work out for both you guys. Thanks for stopping by, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Eric Boganiki, Brian, part of that Worcester Ice Cat team. First place in the New England division of the Eastern Conference, 25 wins and 55 points.
Yeah, kind of nice to go from last to first all of a sudden overnight, huh?
Yeah, because Louisville's got 25 points right now. They are dead last Western Conference Southern Division of the American League. Now, a couple years ago in Philly, Brian and I called a game here on ESPN2 that went to a shootout. After the overtime, that was interesting. So we're kind of building to that ending again as Campbell carries in from his defensive spot. As does Matthew Descoteaux from the Quebec Citadels. Trying to create something. All bets are off in terms of defensive responsibility in a game like this. So we'll see everyone scoring. Benoit Gratton will try to put his team back in the lead. Gratton from the circle, fires. It's Slaney again, but glove stop made this time. Yeremayev, big save on John Slaney.
Yeah, it sure was. The hometown crowd is with polite applause, but it was their boy John Slaney walking down the slot, and they would have loved to have seen him score. Excellent glove save there. I think that, I mean, if these guys are smart out here, Dave, I mean, as we get down, we're 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go. It doesn't matter if it's 10-10 or 1-1. The players are supposed to, you know, make the right plays. And we take a look at that last chance by Slaney. You know, the last few minutes in this game, there are scouts here, and they are looking at the skill level, but also, are they making the right plays, you know, at the right time? Don't give away anything inside your own zone. There is the competitive fire here in this game, and both teams do want to win.
Here's Marco Tuomainen from Lowell. Cross-size play, Smurek shot, knocked away and sent into the corner by Dwayne Rosen from the Worcester Ice Cats. Paul Healy of Hamilton now marks through center ice. Chouinard broke that up at the red line. Springs Boganiki. We told us a moment ago how great it felt to finally get on the board. He had many chances, a couple of golden opportunities. We saw players fall down, but no penalty. We can't have any of those in this game.
And kind of nods of apology for running into each other.
It's a polite game here.
Yes,
Sevigny setting up Healy. Instead, it comes right on the move. That one directed just wide. Interference from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. His shot. Good opportunity. Sevigny, the one-timer in front, and that one against top Yeremayev from Hartford. Shuts the door and keeps us tied at 10.
Yeah, normally in regular season at AHL games, these guys would be yelling at each other in about 3 different languages, and all the words would be bad. Here you're getting apologies in 3 different languages. Take a look at the last sequence here. Canadian team trying to come up with a couple of good chances on the doorstep there. Nice work down low by Yeremayev.
John Paddock on the Canadian bench. Things getting a little tight down there.
Oh, I wish they get a little tighter in certain areas, but no, I think it's what we expected from when we saw the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, do you expect them to react, John, a little bit in the late stages of the game? I was just saying a minute ago that if their instincts kick in the way they're supposed to, there may not be any hitting out there, but at least they better not be giving away the puck in a tight game. Well, whether it's 10-10 or 1-1 doesn't matter, right?
It's probably not the. It's probably the looseness with the puck as much as the defensive play that's caused a lot of the goals. So I hope you're right.
Yeah. Hulse runs it down in the corner. We'll check in more with John and Bill Armstrong, the coaches on the respective benches here in the stretch run. Tie game. Offensive zone. Marha's big blast and a pad stop from Rolison, deflected off the end boards. Here's Chichu from the Kentucky Thoroughblades, top affiliate of San Jose. Eddie Ferentz, he's had some time up with Pittsburgh already this year. Fierce competitor in game. We're not seeing a lot of that intensity today.
No, that's not going to show through in a game like this. And that should be talked about too, Dave. Obviously, some of these guys have made their appearance here at the All-Star game because they are intense players, because they play their position well, because they grind well as score and produce points. And obviously, those guys don't shine in the same way that they normally do with their team, because that requires contact, that requires that emotion and passion that you would bring to a regular game, which obviously is not going to exist in a game like this. So you won't necessarily see the best attributes of some of these players here.
Peterson's shot in the low slot was broken up, and the Canadians will clear down ice.
The best defensive play I've seen in the whole game was when Pierre Sevigny handled that 2-on-1. The forward playing defense and laid down and blocked the shot. It was terrific.
Woodside at center, looking for Schvidtke at the end of his long shift. Manlow was sprung ahead of traffic, couldn't get it though. Sullivan on the move, big blast. Chris O'Sullivan, that heavy shot. We talked about him being an offensive defenseman. Had big numbers last year at the Syracuse Crunch in the American League when he was property of Vancouver. Deflected in! Oh, what a play on the move! Bobby House!
Well, Bobby House may have got a piece of that one, but I think it went off with Schvidtke. Schvidtke, number 9 in blue for Planet USA, was back-checking. And as the pass came across, Schvidtke and House both come together. Here's the pass. Watch 9.
Yeah, you're right.
That's off Schvidtke. We'll see who gets credit for the goal. Pretty tough for the old goaltender there, Yeremayev. He's coming out to try and get a piece of it. He probably would have had it before House did, but Yeremayev got a piece of it and deflected it up over his own goaltender. Oh well. So that gives him a couple in this game too. One at each end.
That's right. Hat trick for Bobby House if it stands. To a minor shot knocked down by Dwayne Rolison.
I think it was Manlow who made that pass, wasn't it?
Manlow's going to get credit for it from Providence.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So he has given Canada the 1-goal lead. Toronto pressing in behind the Canadian cage and Dwayne Rolison. Clear down for Miroslav Gurin from Quebec. To a minor of Lolo. Advancing up ice for Chouinard. Peter Ferraro from Providence. Got a one-way contract this year. 1 year left. We talked with Peter before the game. He's had plenty of NHL experience with Boston and New York Rangers. Pittsburgh has not had a call-up this year, but Ferraro, big numbers for Providence. Campbell at center from Rochester. And the Canadian team looking to increase the lead. Benoit Gratton. Here's Crozier looking to go top shelf. Yeremayev makes the glove save. Time out of the ice, 3:54 to go in the third period. Canadian AHL All-Stars, thanks to Manlow and a wild deflection off Dennis Schvidtke's stick, take a 1-goal lead on the Planet USA AHL All-Stars. .76 shot on net, 21 goals on the board. 11-10 game. Already tied the most goals for one AHL All-Star Classic game. 1998. Bill Armstrong is watching closely to see if his American and world team can catch up. Slaney at the left point around the dasher. Here's Smurek in the far corner. Ryan Kraft for Planet USA trying to bring it out. Instead, Canadians will keep it in. Paul Healy He's had a great game. Far wing boards. They're going to increase the lead again. It's only 1 goal. They had that shootout a couple years ago after a 5-minute overtime. If it is tied, Brian, we're going to a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime as they would in the NHL. And then, if it's still tied after that 5-minute period, we will have a shootout.
Yeah, we had that shootout a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun.
Planet USA AHL All-Stars won that one. Here's Kraft, offensive zone. On the move, Boumedienne shot directed wide. Inside the left circle, Joseph trying to regain. Can't find the handle. In front, Boganicki. Oh, what an opportunity on his teammate with Worcester, Dwayne Rolison. He is denied in close.
He's been good, boy. Boganicki's been all around the puck. He's had the puck an awful lot. Rolison with a little bit of a smile there as he shut the door on Boganicki from point-blank range. Starts back at the point. Just rip it down low, and again, one chance. Nobody's there to cover him. Boganicki gets one little backhand, and Rolison's there. Look at Rolison, the goaltender, down with the paddle down on the ice. He was sort of half standing up, half laying down with that paddle right down on the ice to take away any deflections, and he went down right away.
So the teammates during the regular season with the Worcester Ice Cats, first place of their division. There'll be quite a bit of verbal exchange between the two, we can bet. But Butsayev in tight. What a stop by Rolison again. But Butsayev denied.
Dave, I'm just looking through the list of players who have been in the All-Star Classic since '95. Marty Lapointe, who's with Detroit now, of course. Valerie Bure, Corey Stillman up in Calgary. Stevie Sullivan, who's starring for Chicago now. It just shows you that these guys playing in this game, you just have to have a little bit of patience, you know, and learn your stuff and be ready to go. Pavel Demitra, one of the star players in the National Hockey League now with the St. Louis Blues. The list goes on. Vaclav Varada from Buffalo. All these guys have played in the All-Star Classic in the last 5 years.
Ken Holst, offensive zone from Portland. Captain of the Canadian team received a portrait this morning at the brunch function they held here at Wilkes-Barre. Serving as team captain along with Hurlbut from Rochester and the Planet USA team. A little bit of contact but no arm in the air from our referee. Mark Murphy from Portland trying to create into the near corner. Dallas, Florida, NHL action. Hall, Madonna against Pavel Bure. That's National Hockey Night coming away next here on ESPN2, 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Well, you know, the natural instincts of the players now, especially for Planet USA being down 1 goal, they'll be talking a lot more now. How can I get open for that one more chance? I mean, sure, they want to tie it up. So they'll be communicating a little more, and because they have a little bit more feel with each other, where do you go in this situation? When I'm over here, look for me over there. All that stuff now they've had a chance to talk about for the last 2.5 periods.
All right, Bill Armstrong on the Planet USA bench. Can you guys tie this game here?
Drafty. You got Gennard, Mara. You got Svetke. Friero's got the goaltender. Gets down to $1.30. He's coming.
Well, you heard it from the coach.
Minute 30 seconds. The goaltender's coming out.
Sully, go!
O'Sullivan in the offensive zone. Planet USA trying to tie it. Chouinard took a puck in the face.
Toby, you go take that draw.
You heard the direction from Bill Armstrong.
Toby,
he wants Toby Pearson
to
take the draw. Maybe he's changed his mind now. And a minute 50 to go. Brian, that's a little bit early to pull the goalie.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you got to lose here? You might as well put them out there. And it's hard for the coaches, too, because they don't recognize their own guys. They're not all their own players. You just got to remember all the names and who plays where and which guys are centers and which guys are better on wing and all those things that make it a little difficult for them. But he's getting into the strategy here.
Brennan, a bid for a hat trick. The wrist shot from outside the circle is stopped by Rolison.
Gordo, you want to take him out now or wait a little bit?
Conferring with the coaching staff on the bench. Should we wait a little bit? Yeah, let's wait. Minute 45. That's pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive. They'll hang on for another 15 seconds. Hey, Bill, can you hear Brian upstairs?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Minute 45. You're thinking about pulling that goaltender already?
Well, you don't want to wait too long. You know, this game's all about offense right now. So we got the face-off in their end, and we'll wait a bit here. We'll wait a bit. Gets under a minute 30. We'll get him to the bench when we can.
Send 2 guys out there when he comes. Nobody will notice.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
He'll do anything to win.
Yeah.
Deflected high up into the air towards center.
Get ready here, Friar.
O'Sullivan from Cincinnati. He lost the handle. We'll see exactly when the tally here may have. The Goaltender from Hartford and Planet USA leads. Can't now though because cameraman streaks in on the near wing. Puck loose. Manlow a bid. And Yeremayev shuts the door on the Canadian team with $1:18 to go, third period.
Yeah, cameraman with a chance there, and Rich Brennan did a pretty good job defensively. He gets some good chances down low a little bit now, John. Guys are buckling down a little bit now, aren't they? John Paddock, I don't know if you can hear me upstairs. Can you hear Brian?
Yes, I can.
Guys are buckling down a little bit now, just like we talked about a little less than 2 minutes ago here.
I think a little more intensity without the puck, a little more intensity with the puck.
Here's cameraman inside the left circle. See how much intensity we get there. Another bid down low again. Jean-Guy Trudel is denied by Yeremayev with just over a minute to go. So Canada really turning up the pressure in the final moments.
Yeah, this is the kind of hockey that you're used to seeing now. Face-offs are becoming important. I'm talking about the plays. Here's where you should go when I have the puck. Here's our assignments off the face-off dot. And look, a little bit of contact in front. Good work there by Mike Motto there, getting his stick and turning his check around so they don't get any rebound chances. We've had more whistles in the last minute and a half than we had the whole rest of the game put together.
All right, last minute of play and the last chance for the fans watching at home as Yeremayev takes off. He is going to the bench, extra skater on the ice. To log on, www.theahl.com. Vote for the game MVP and possibly win a game-worn jersey by that player.
Anybody comes.
Hurlbut holds it in. Here's Mike Gall from the Syracuse Crunch. Trying to bring it out. Empty net on the other end for Planet USA. It is cleared, but it will not go in. 30 seconds to go. A one-goal game.
Come on, Florio, wind it up.
Can hear Bill Armstrong trying to create a chance. Marhoff falls up. Gall for Slaney. From Wilkes-Barre, Scranton knocked down. Good play. Hurlbut holding it in for Ferraro. Behind the goal. Skips along the dash. Here comes near side. Mata lost the handle. Marhoff failed on a shot try. 2 seconds left. And the Canadian AHL All-Stars hang on.
Good work by both teams here. A lot of skill out there. They had a lot of fun. And as we suspected, when it all came down, that competitive edge kicks in. Both teams want to win the game, so there was some good checking and a little more what we're used to seeing in a regular AHL game, but all the skill level of these kids. And you will be seeing them, folks, in the years to come in the National Hockey League. There'll be a lot of these guys you'll be seeing playing on your favorite NHL teams, and you had a chance to see them up close and personal here a little bit in advance.
Another win for the Canadian AHL All-Stars. When we come back, presentation of the game MVP award. From Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, it was close. Very exciting action.
No, I saw Bobby. He had 2 goals.
Wild game from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 11-10 the final. So who did win the game MVP? Let's find out and go to the public address announcer, Bobby Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome American Hockey League President and CEO David Andrews and Bob Richardson from First Union Bank to present the First Union MVP Award for tonight's game.
Let's take it back.
With 1 goal and 2 assists in tonight's game, from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins and the Canadian AHL All-Stars, please congratulate the 2001 First Union All-Star MVP, John Slaney.
Good for him. He had a heck of a game. I mean, the fans, I really think what the fans are doing here is just outstanding. I mean, they're giving him such a send-off. Again, he's been traded. He'll be in Philadelphia tomorrow, his new team. He played his heart out here tonight for these fans. Got a goal and 2 assists, and they're thanking him. It's a terrific send-off. Look at this. Skates around one more time. His career's not over, folks. He is going on. But it was a big day, big couple of days here for John Slaney.
Amazing to see this emotion. Keep in mind, this franchise has only been here 2 years.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something? And more to come here, I think, with this franchise. The way this whole city is set up around Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area is really taken to the club, and they've done a terrific job here of supporting. They're sold out for every game the rest of the season and whatever playoffs may hold for them. And they've treated all of these players in this game here tonight in a big way. It's been terrific for us too.
Very exciting American Hockey League action, an 11-10 final here from Wilkes-Barre. As the players shake hands, something we see usually at the end of playoff series in the Stanley Cup, right? Same in the AHL after the All-Star Classic. Coming up here on ESPN2, we will have Dallas and Florida National Hockey League. Pavel Bure head-to-head with Brett Hall. We'll hear from John Slaney when we return. (11-10) final, the Canadian AHL All-Stars, thanks in part to Greg Crozier. He's the Wilkes-Barre Scranton player, but the big hero is John Slaney, the game MVP in his final game here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's been an emotional couple of days for John. He's been received so well the last 2 days. Every time his name has been mentioned, or certainly when he scored his goal, which was a beautiful move here to the outside, he jammed that one home. He ended up with 1 goal and 2 assists, and I believe that John Slaney is downstairs with us on headset. John, can you hear us? Talk a little bit about what these last couple of days have meant to you and how the fans have treated you, especially considering the fact that you got traded.
Well, I mean, it was a total shock, first of all, and for the fans here, it's unbelievable on and off the ice because, I mean, with the support we get around this town, it's unbelievable. I mean, I can't speak anymore. I mean, there's no more tickets for this for the rest of the year for these guys, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to have a good team.
How much do you know about your future and where you have to go and report? What kind of conversations have you had in the last day or so, John?
Well, I talked to Bobby and Paul, and they pretty well said. I mean, I guess it was a news release said that I'm sent down to the minors, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's a new start for me, and I mean, it's sad I'm going, but I got a new ride ahead of me, and I'm looking forward to playing there.
John, any kind of adjustments you want to make in your game when you get to Philadelphia to try to get to the NHL? I mean, you lead the American Hockey League in scoring. You've been up to the National League with several teams already.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a tough go, I guess, for me. But at the same time, I mean, I play one style down here, and I try to play up there. But I mean, down here it's a little different. But up there, I mean, I try to make plays, but I don't take much chances up there as many as I do down here.
This whole event has been so special. I know it's got to be a real mixed bag for you because the All-Star game and everything is always a lot of fun. But I know you've been traded before, too. Have you really been able to get your mind around all this stuff, or have you just been sort of taking in this event, John?
Well, I've been taking in the event. There's no question about it. But I think it's when I did get traded, I was on the road. I found out in the morning that I got home. And there's no question when I found out the All-Star game here. And I mean, the first thing I thought about was definitely the fans, you know. And I mean, it's been a tough go, but at the same time, it's been exciting because I got to meet all new people. And you know what? I mean, we did it again this year, and it's been nice to win again.
Well, John, thanks so much for joining us. The best of luck with the Phantoms, and we hope to see you in the NHL soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Going to be pretty wild for John Slaney because he's got to play against his ex-teammates, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, coming up Friday. So right away, you'll get into it. Our final score today from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the Canadian AHL All-Stars win 11-10, an exciting AHL All-Star Classic. Coming up next, National Hockey Night here on ESPN2 at the top of the hour, Stars and Panthers. It's Pavel Bure head-to-head with Brett Hall here on ESPN2. Tonight's game has been produced by Concom in association with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Now for the entire crew and my broadcast partner, Brian Engblom, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I'd like to thank all the folks at the American Hockey League putting on a great show. Great game indeed. Canadian AHL All-Stars have the bragging rights for one more year as they take it 11-10. Out of the studio, Whit Watson and Keith Jones.